Hey, what's going on guys? Nick here with a quick DC movie news update. So as we all know, Aquaman is making waves, no pun intended, at the box office. The film has already crossed $1 billion and has really shifted the focus of the figureheads at Warner Bros. And DC Films. During a new interview with The Hollywood Reporter, Warner Bros. Film chief Toby Emmerich sat down and discussed how the changing slate at Warner Bros. This year really took the studio in a different direction. And obviously the conversation got to Aquaman now that the film has really shaken up what DC could do on film. When asked about what their decision is going forward with DC films, Toby Emmerich said, quote, "We all feel like we've turned a corner now. We're playing by the DC playbook, which is very different than the Marvel playbook. We are far less focused on a shared universe. We take it one movie at a time. Each movie is its own equation, an own creative entity. If he had to say one thing about us, it's that it's always been about the directors." Obviously this is kind of the approach that DC on film was taking with Warner Brothers when they first hired Zack Snyder and David Ayer way back in the day before Batman v Superman opened. But pretty much when BVS opened and didn't really connect with critics and some parts of the audience, Warner Brothers really shifted around the DC plans. They tried to rush into the whole shared universe thing, trying to catch up to Marvel, and ultimately that didn't work out for them. We all know Zack Snyder had tons of ambitious plans for what he wanted to do with his DC films. Obviously, I think he was planning a set of 5 or 6 films that were going to tell one storyline, but those plans shifted once Warner Brothers really wanted to rush into the MCU style. But it seems like now that they've seen how good Aquaman did, and how audiences really connected to Wonder Woman and the Shazam film that is yet to come, I think Warner's is really shifting towards doing the whole standalone thing again, which honestly is for the best. I think that putting the best directors behind the best projects they're really interested in, but giving them their own freedom and having it in a very loose shared universe where the characters all exist in the same universe, but they're not necessarily crossing over and, referring to each other and popping up in each other's movies all the time, is definitely the best way to go with it. Obviously you can just look at what Christopher Nolan did with his Batman set of films, and it looks like the studio is trying to rekindle that flame again with Matt Reeves, as they gave him a lot of time now to develop this Batman set of films that he's trying to do as well, as we've been waiting on his Batman take for over 2 years now. Do you think that an emphasis on less shared universe but more filmmaker driven standalone films is the way that DC should be going on film? Obviously besides Shazam we have projects like the Joker origin movie set to come out, which is an Elseworld film. We also have Birds of Prey. They've kicked around doing a Lobo movie, Plastic Man, Blue Beetle, other really oddball characters like that, which I think is a really cool strategy. I hope DC continues doing the standalone idea, because honestly that's the best way they can do it with them, because that's kind of how Warner Brothers has always ran, very filmmaker driven. That's how they pride themselves, so if it works out for them, then they should definitely keep at it, and maybe someday down the line they could get some big crossover film like Flashpoint or Justice League 2, or maybe even Crisis on Infinite Earths. But like I said, post all your thoughts down in the comments below. Do you buy or sell DC's new direction on film? For more updates on the upcoming DC film slate and everything at pop culture, be sure to subscribe to HN Entertainment.